Imagine you're a 400-pound black bear walking through the woods. And as always, you're hungry.
The whole idea of this is to not attract a bear to this site, but if a bear is close to the site, we want them to smell it and come over.
Smell what? How about a juicy donut and
The raspberry extract that they use in making candy. And this is fish oil. We used to use sardines. This is a lot cheaper.
You're not going to let a couple of strands of barbed wire keep you from feasting, are you? A bear's big belly is what these men are counting on so that they can better count the bears.
One of the bear's biggest problems it has is its stomach. And a bear will always take an easy meal over a hard meal.
All this in one of Tennessee's wildest areas, Big South Fork. 125,000 acres of thick forests, rock ledges, and wild rivers stretching across the Cumberland Plateau.
You know, the older books on wildlife management and look at bear habitat descriptions, this is the kind of stuff you're going to see.
This is one of those good news stories about an animal that's lived in our state for thousands of years. The black bear is making a comeback, and there's no better place for it to do so than right here at Big South Fork, where the population is growing. But by how much and how far are the bears moving? During feeding season, this black bear found itself on the UT campus. He was safely removed. For the first time, the TWRA is trying to get the answers to bear movement and population by using modern science and a little ingenuity.
Definitely want to be looking ahead as you come up on these and make sure you don't have a bear in the site. Bags tore down, the scent's gone.
We've had a visitor here.
Exactly the visitor they want, a hungry black bear. This video from a trail cam shows the bear inside the barbed wire munching down on some sweet delights. It's what he's left at the scene that will help researchers.
Everywhere we've got hair, every barb. The back of the envelope serves as a good backdrop. Sometimes it's hard to see.
Thin strands of hair left on what's called a hair snare. 2 levels of barbed wire tightly strung among several trees so that the bear will go over or under, avoiding injury.
These guard hairs, these big long ones, 4 or 5 good hairs there, will cover it. You get into these small hairs off the belly, more like the fur, as people call it. I can't even see the roots on this myself. You're gonna have to use the microscope, so you want a good clump of that.
This is called a mark recapture. For years, the bear itself had to be captured and hair taken. Now, science will do the work.
These hairs are the initial mark, and then we'll send it off for the DNA analysis, and they'll identify each individual bear.
They'll learn some other important information unknown to this point.
Not only will we get an estimate, but we're going to be able to get a feel of distribution, where they are, and maybe even a little bit of information on movement, because, you know, this bear hits this side, and then it may hit this one down the road and then another one this way, so we kind of get an idea of where that bear's moving around.
Precautions have been taken for humans encountering the hair snares.
They can identify the site by seeing these orange flags that we've tied off, and we also have a sign identifying it as a research site, numbering the site, identifying the partners and what we're actually doing here with the study.
Once the hairs have been gathered, the wire is cleaned and made ready for the next visitor, completing a process and an overall policy that impresses a veteran TWRA officer.
More economic measures and easier to run, better ways to get a population estimate than we had back in the 70s and 80s, and that's the key. It's enlightened wildlife management. The bear is a charismatic animal. It's part of our culture. It was part of Native people's culture. There's just something magical about that animal, and the fact that we've got an increasing population and we've played a part in that is very pleasing to me.
I'm Alan Griggs on Tennessee's Wild Side.